Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Make Things Monday, episode 5. My name's Zeenigami. This is your premiere podcast about whatever it is we talk about, being creative, because everyone's stuck inside, and it's kind of a little difficult to keep ourselves and our creative outlets going whenever I don't get to see people and actually show off things, or at least not online. So here we go. Today, our special guest is Jacob Burgess, and I've timed his introduction as soon as he picked up his cup, so that way make sure he's got a mouth of water. Or you're drinking tea, right?
Tea, Earl Grey, hot.
Earl Grey. I like my green teas, but today's a coffee day for me.
Yeah, I have to. This is the only decaf I have, sadly, because
it's like 5 p.m. for you. That's that you can be drinking coffee. You can get caffeine still.
No, then I won't sleep. No.
You don't like staying up until like 6 a.m.?
I don't. I typically get up at about 5 in the morning.
Oh, weak. That is. I haven't gone to sleep before like 6 a.m. in the last few days, but that's just my schedule. Anyways, Jacob, introduce yourself. Say hi. Who are you? Nice meeting you for the very first time.
Hi, who are you? Nice meeting you for the very first time. I'm sorry, excuse me. You meant to introduce myself. Hi.
It's okay. I got sidetracked with the coffee or your tea. As you can see, we have a very, very strict script that we have to stick to.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So please tell everyone about you.
So my name is Jacob Burgess. I do several things around the internet. One of the primary things that I do is I'm the director of operations for an indie game publisher called Ysbryd Games. Some of the other things that I do is I am also a voice actor and a games writer as well.
My favorite thing about Ysbryd is how every single time I've talked to someone about it, the pronunciation changes.
Yeah. There is somebody in chat named Stephen Willisart who is actually a member of our community from Wales and has tried to teach me the correct pronunciation multiple times and has failed dearly. Not any fault of their own, absolutely the fault of mine. I'm still trying to get it down, but we, as far as our pronunciation goes, we go with Ysbryd, and it is a Welsh word that means spirit because our games have soul.
Ysbryd.
Very clever.
Ysbryd. Makers or publishers of Caterpillars and Robot Anime Girls and
perfect.
Soon to be more Robot Anime Girls.
Yes. So the Robot Anime Girls are in Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender Action, and the sequel to that by Sukaban Games. The sequel to that, Nirvana, is going to be coming out. That'll be out when it's out because we want to make sure that it is damn good before it is released into the world. Currently in early access, we have World of Horror, which is a either one
Junji Ito artwork-esque horror creepy game.
Yeah, it's like if Junji Ito and the Cthulhu mythos had a baby, and then that baby crawled out of the ocean to attack a Japanese fishing village in the 1980s. It's a roguelite. It's really awesome. The upcoming No Place for Bravery, which is going to be a pretty friggin' harrowing tale. It's a brutally hard game, but it's going to have accessibility features. Amazing friggin' soundtrack. You can check out the trailer on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Ysbryd Games. And a bunch of other things.
How do you spell Ysbryd? How do we spell it? Ysbryd.
No, that's it. You got it. Yeah. Absolutely. My brain, you asked me, you're like, how do you spell that?
Oh yeah, no, that's not for me. That's for them. Okay.
That's
since we've changed the pronunciation several times and this isn't an English word, I'm not going to let them guess about how to spell your channel.
That's fair. And then you can, if you're interested in what I do specifically, that would be makewordshappen.com is my website.
Yeah. So speaking of things that you do, Jacob, I know you not only from Ysbryd, but also I've played several games. I've played at least one game that you've worked on outside of here, and that is Arcade Spirits.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And you were a writer or editor
on Arcade Spirits?
Yes.
Oh God, no, 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 no,
No,
no,
what were
no,
you on
no.
Arcade Spirits?
No, on Arcade Spirits. Two Flower, who's actually in the chat right now, is one of the developers and one of the writers for Arcade Spirits. Uh, Hi.
Yes.
I was the
You were one of
casting.
voices.
Yeah, well, I was one of the voices, but I was the casting and voice director
That's
for that
it.
game. So yeah, I did all the casting and the voice direction as well.
Yes,
Arcade Spirits 2 got announced as
reckon
well.
I really like, man, it's so hard to remember people's names. I recognize Two Flower after I click on his name in chat and see his logo because I only really interact with him on Twitter, and I always
Mhm.
forget, except for Enna, who allowed me to mispronounce her name for like 6 months every time I talked to her. And
Oh my
finally, I
God.
heard her correcting somebody else. I'm like, wait, you've never corrected me. I've been talking to you, and I'm seeing you at like, it was like 3 cons later. Every
Uh-huh.
time I said hi to her and introduced her, we were friends. I'm like, I can't believe you just let me say your name wrong for so long.
We worked together for 6 months before I found out from Two Flower how her name should be pronounced.
Because it's spelled A-E.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
and it's pronounced Enna.
Yep.
But
It is.
I called her Anna because my mom's name is Anna. So like I just went with it,
I also called her Anna because your mom's name is Anna.
which is also how fights against Superman and Batman get resolved. Thanks, my
Yeah.
ghost. Do you have what is your do you have any
Hmm?
super special mugs? Any
Oh,
super awesome
I have a
lovely
collection
mugs?
of mugs, but this is actually a mug that I got on my first tour of BioWare.
Oh,
This is when I started my voice acting career. BioWare was my mountaintop, and I got to do thanks to a couple of friends of mine that work there. Um, I've gone on 2 tours of BioWare in Edmonton, and it's just an inspiration of kind of where I was and how far I've come, which is why I have this mug and keep this mug, and will never get rid of this mug.
I love decorative mugs like this. It's my favorite thing to just have clogging up my house and clogging up all my shelves and everything.
I am only allowed to have 4 mugs at a time, like
Oh
4 mugs that are of my own
no.
at a time. They have to. I try to be a minimalist as much as possible. So, um, but my coffee mug collection was getting out of fucking control because that would be the thing that I'd buy whenever I'd go traveling or whatnot, or like I'm kind of in a saucy mood. I'm gonna have a dark roast today. Which mug do I want? Ah, yes, the skull because I'm filled with ennui. Like that kind of crap, and then had to pare it down to I have 4 mug equipment slots, and then there's like 4 Christmas slots and 4 Halloween slots, and that's it.
Well, what
And
are
those
Christmas
go.
and Halloween things then?
Oh, I have 4 Christmas mugs that I bust out during Christmas. I put
Oh,
the
okay.
regular
So
mugs away,
those
bring
don't
out the four
count
Christmas
towards a
mugs.
regular mug count.
No, but I can't have more than 4. So if I get a new one, I have to get rid of one of the old ones.
Do the mugs have names? And does Two Flower know about your naming things?
The Two Flower does know about my naming things. Yes, yes. The individual mugs do not yet have names,
So
but
we were
yes, Two
chatting
Flower.
about this a little bit
Two
earlier
Flower.
about how you
We
have spent a little bit too much time indoors. Uh, Tell us what's going on with your kitchen appliances.
All right, so I have a very specific naming convention for my stuff, and apparently I have spent too much time on my own and working alone in my in my apartment during the day. So I have a bread maker. My bread maker's name is Bread Astaire. I have a French press whose name is Caffeine Turner. I have a oil diffuser for my house, Gary Diffusey. I have my rice cooker is Steam and Seagal. I have a water heater called Danny DeHito. And there are other things as well. I just got a new Walk Lesnar. Um,
I will
yes.
happily, I will happily buy you a large pack of googly eyes to stick on anything around the house you'd like. I'm a big fan of Googly Eyes.
Oh.
I think Googly Eyes deserve to be in more places. I think if you dislike Googly Eyes, you're just a boring person who, just has all the fun sucked out of you at a young age.
What do you think would be the most inappropriate thing to put googly eyes on, though?
Things I
I'm gonna
cannot
go
show on
with
Twitch, that's for sure. Things that may go into an orifice.
okay, all right. So things that go into a person. Got it.
Yes.
Also, you have to be careful that they don't come off. I was thinking a gravestone might be one of the more inappropriate things. Like if you just
But
put two big googly eyes on a headstone, that might not be the best.
yeah, well, because they're usually made out of stone and it's not going to last that long. But if it
Yeah.
were, if let's say future me, I'm now dead. My children had me in an urn.
Sure.
Slap googly eyes on that bitch. Absolutely. Like
Mhm.
grandpa has googly eyes on there, or one of those ridiculous fake glasses with a nose on it.
You know what? Why don't you give Charon a thrill and one googly eye over each eyelid instead of coins?
Yeah.
For the ferryman that takes you across the Styx.
Which I also have just started playing Hades. Just started.
Ooh.
Only 2 days ago. I've only gotten an hour and a half into it.
Oh, you went for a goddamn treat.
I think I might be gay now. Like just seeing
Good.
everybody
Congratulations.
there, like Dionysus especially. Oh, like
I'm sorry. No. Dionysus.
I'll be honest. I have not. My eyes get stuck on those abs, and I haven't really
But
gotten
that's fair.
that low. It's mostly
That's
like those chiseled abs that everyone
Oh, yeah.
has, and he seems like such a cool guy. If he like bought me a drink and wanted to get a little bit more intimate, I'm like, okay.
Hey,
What's voice acting like? Have you done any voice acting work since quarantine?
Oh yeah, most
So
definitely.
what's that like now? What are some more challenges that you have? Are you still able to go into a studio to record?
No. Most of the way that my every voice acting career is different, but the way that mine has, been structured, because I have never lived in one of the major hubs for voice acting, which is usually like Texas, Vancouver, LA, and New York. I lived in New York, and that's actually where I started my voice acting career. I got one of my first video game roles, Guns of Icarus, out of New York with Muse Games. And whenever I go back, whenever I have the occasion to go back, I've always visited them. But for me, there actually hasn't been much change in quarantine. I've actually gotten more auditions because because of quarantine and because of the pandemic. It's actually opened up a lot of studios and a lot of people to look other places and be more expansive for their voice actors. And it really does depend on whether or not you're doing union acting or non-union acting. I have the capability to do both. But I've actually, a business has picked up since quarantine has started, and I've actually gotten access to auditions that I didn't have before quarantine began.
Oh, nice.
Which has been neat.
And
Yeah,
are you doing your
it's been neat.
recording just right here out of your house, or?
Oh yeah. I've got this is my streaming setup, but I like change 2 or 3 components, and I put up my booth essentially when I have to do any recording. This is my streaming mic. My VO mic is right here, which is very nice. I use different mics depending on what the audition is. Like if it's a big studio sound, I use mics that, have a more open sound. It's one of those things where like people don't notice until you notice. Like good lighting design in theater, you don't notice that it's good lighting design unless something's fucked up. So, yeah. I swap mics out depending on the audition and depending on the role and things like that, but the Shure SM7B is usually my workhorse.
If I were to try to set up a recording booth at home myself, I want to punch up my audio, make my recording setup a little bit nicer.
You sound great right now.
But if I were in chat and I were curious, I want to set up a recording area myself. What's one thing I can do to make this,
one of the things that you can do, one of the least expensive things that you can do if you want to up your audio game, but it's ugly as sin, is getting moving blankets, buying like a pack of moving blankets for $20. Wash them. They're super dusty. Fucking wash them. But recording blanket or moving blankets are really, really good for sound absorption and putting those up on the walls, because one of the things that will make your space sound like very, very smooth, reflective ass is walls and ceiling. So if there's anything that you can do to make sure that the sound doesn't bounce off of that and then go back into your microphone, so the only thing that your microphone is hearing is just sweet, sweet sounds. And also the position of your microphone is very, very important. You want to generally
move the microphone as close as possible where you're not spitting and making those pluses into it. We want to avoid those plustles. That's what pop filters and moving backward is for.
Plosives, I believe, is the word you're looking for.
Right. Plosives. Look, I started at P, and I just went with it.
You got it. You're like plosives. Yeah,
yeah. If it begins with a P, somebody got it. You got it. Thank you so much.
I got it. Yeah, no problem. I got you.
I work a lot on false confidence and just, if I'm right, cool, nobody will know, and if I'm wrong, someone will correct me along the way.
Yeah, so. somebody's gonna correct me and be like, you know what? Thank you very much. I just had a small brain hitch. You got it. So it's the P and B sounds. Pretty much anything if you hold your finger or your fingers in front of your mouth, anything that you can feel on your hand, like P, B, T. Sometimes, like anything that will make the inside a microphone. You have a diaphragm, which is what kind of vibrates. It acts like an eardrum, and that's what sends the signals that translates into noise that gets recorded. And the plosives will actually push that, and it'll hit the inside of the microphone, causing a huge spike, and it's fucking gnarly as shit.
Yep.
Especially if you've got
You'll definitely notice those sounds in audio if someone doesn't have it set up right. And moving the microphone closer, especially for male voices, really helps bring out that depth in the male voice especially.
Typically, you want about that much space in between you and the mic. You don't want the mic necessarily in front of your face. You want it what's called off axis. I'll explain that in a second. But about that far away from you. And you want the pop filter to be about on your knuckle right there. So just about a little closer to the mic than from your face. Or I'm sorry, excuse me, a little closer to your face than from the mic. You want it about there. So like 2/3 of the way away, kind of on your pointer finger knuckle. And then off axis means a little bit like below like your chin, so that the sound is still hitting the mic, but the air is going over it. Or you want it up here. You just don't want it off in front of your face. So your axis is here, and you want it off that axis a little bit, usually up and down.
Nice.
Especially if you're recording in stereo.
One of my favorite ways to have a really cheap and easy recording setup is you don't need good hardware to record, since you just need a microphone and a computer that it hooks up to. So taking your setup with a laptop and going into your closet, especially if you have a walk-in closet or anything that you can sit in, even if it's a closet that you can just open up the door and sit yourself right there, all those hanging clothes will act really as that trap that just captures all the sounds, really absorbs it, and makes things sound really nice. And then everyone has closets if you have a house. I assume, I don't want to I don't want to say everybody, but if you have a house, you probably have a closet with clothes in there, likely.
Yeah. I did see somebody say that, like, record under a blanket. It helps, but you have to be very, very careful. One, it gets very hot and very uncomfortable. But like take pillows and set them up like this so that it, the top of your head's the tent, and then it kind of goes down and then spreads out as much as possible. This is one of the things that I did when I was starting out, absolutely. But it's not necessarily the best for long-term sustainability. If it's something you're looking to do for a long time, it's definitely worth the investment to you don't need necessarily the best equipment, but getting some equipment that is actually going to make you comfortable while you're recording, because the more important thing isn't necessarily always the sound quality, it's your acting ability. And the more comfortable that you are, the better you're going to be able to act. I mean, they're both important, but the most important thing in voice acting is acting, not necessarily the voice part.
Yeah, it's more than doing that silly voice for a character. It's being consistent, and you are playing a character just without your body, which has its entire own set of challenges with it. You're correct.
And different styles, like anime, narration, like commercial and corporate, which is where most of your money as a voice actor is probably going to come from, and animation. Like, I'm sorry, animation, video games, narration, corporate, or commercial. Like those are the kind of the four areas of voice acting, the four spheres. But that's not like there's other ones out there. That's just a very broad overview. Yeah.
Now,
Animation and video games feed the soul. Commercials and narration will feed the family.
now, hypothetical. I want to get into voice acting.
Sure.
I don't have a place to get started. I want to make a demo reel. How would I go about
Okay.
doing that? What's the best thing for me to do? Something I can do to get started with that?
So there's steps before you start even thinking about a demo reel. It really depends on, you need to sit down and have a tough conversation with yourself of like, I want to do voice acting. What do I want to do in voice acting? I want to be in video games. Okay, great. If you just want to do video games, there's space in the indie, in the indie space for a beginning voice actor, but you need to really think about, do I have acting training? It's not necessary. Some people are just naturally talented, but it will limit you in the amount of roles that you're able to do if you're just going in cold. You need to make sure that you have the right equipment to record a demo reel, because the quality of your demo reel, that's the first thing somebody's going to hear. So having the right equipment for that is very, very important. There's many steps and hard conversations that you need to have with yourself, and a lot of research before you even get to the demo reel stage.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you do voice acting is just one of the many hats you wear, Jacob. You've been doing so much. You've been a writer. You worked all up and down the games industry. Now doing a lot of publishing.
Yep.
And you are director of operations.
Yep. I'm the director of operations for Ysbryd.
Ysbryd. So what are you
We're gonna
doing
say it.
mostly there now?
At Ysbryd?
Mhm.
Oh dear lord. So at Ysbryd, oh geez. So all of the community management stuff. So I host the stream twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. We're playing Bloodborne and Yakuza Like a Dragon right now. Bloodborne's on Tuesdays. Yakuza Like a Dragon is on Thursdays. I'm introducing our social media coordinator and my friend Meredith Gerber to that series because she's never played it before, so we're playing through it together. I run the Discord and head up the mod team. I look at pitches. I help with all of the kind of put together some of the publishing aspects of what it takes to publish a video game. So I help organize things like localization, Q&A testing, marketing, PR, pretty much it's a lot. there's a lot that I do. I could run down the whole list, but it's a lot of like biz dev stuff. A lot of it's not the sexiest in the world, but it's incredibly rewarding, because as a game publisher, what you are doing is partnering with, especially with how Ysbryd works. We're trying to help our developers and our teams as partners as best we can, because the games that we choose to help fund and publish and help put out into the world, we want to make sure have an incredibly striking aesthetic. We want to make sure that the developer believes in the project that they're doing and has a message that it's something that they want to say with it, like a humanistic message, something that's going to stick with someone, that's going to resonate with them, that someone's going to give a fuck about. Like that, if Ysbryd is said to have an aesthetic, it's a unique aesthetic. It's a game that's going to fucking stick to your ribs, and you're going to want to sit in a bar with a cocktail with somebody and talk about it. And getting to help these teams that are making these games get that out into the world in the best way possible, in the most successful and sustainable way possible, is gratifying as fuck. I love our developers, from Sukuban Games to Glitch Studios down in Brazil. We've got Pavel, who's making World of Horror in Poland. They're a delight. The Allensons, who made Y2K, just released a new patch with new content in it. It's a very gratifying thing to do, and with the knowledge and experience that both Brian and I have in the game industry and as creatives as well, like, you know, mine with voice direction and the narrative design and writing that I do, and the projects that I've worked on, helping to advise and kind of help, not shepherd, but help guide some of these games out of the world, and some of the developers when they need help. We never ask for like any IP control or anything like that, and we never help unless we're asked. But it's definitely something that we can offer. It's like, if you need help, here's a long list of achievements and projects and shit that we've worked on. What do you need? Like,
So, for
yes.
a game developer, I know looking for the right publisher can be a big problem for them, and figure out
Yeah.
how to pitch to a developer in the first place is something that a lot of people just don't think about until after they've already gotten pretty deep into their projects.
Right.
What's a good way to look for a publisher, knowing if you're a good fit for that publisher, and then how would you open up that conversation?
It takes a lot of research. So back when physical conventions were a thing, like sometimes just rocking up to an indie game publisher's booth and being like, "Hi, I've got this thing. You got a second?" And if I've got a second, I'm like, "Yep, sure. Show me your thing. You got a thing? Let's see the thing." And then you just show the game and talk to somebody right there. In this digital age, one of the best, I think, pieces of advice that I can give is, uh, if you're going to go after a publisher to try to get, like, to find the right fit, do your research. Look at the other games that are in their portfolio. Look at what they like. Look at what they're going for. And if, like, ask, you can ask. A lot of times publishers will be like, "Hey, yeah, we look for X, Y, and Z." If you ask them, they can be like, "Here are what our needs are right now." And if you feel your game fits, then you've already started a conversation. You've already started a relationship. You can open up some dialogue there. There are countless articles and talks and things like that of like how to do a proper pitch. And a lot of different publishers be like, "Here's how to pitch a
To
game."
us.
And a lot of times it's, "Here's how to pitch a game to us," because it's not, game publishing isn't a monolithic entity. There are definitely some best practices, of course, absolutely. But it's doing your research and kind of trying to find the right partner for your game and going after them in that way. It does end up a lot of times being a very personal thing. And when I'm looking at game pitches, I'm going on a ton of first dates.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking at. Like, it's a ton of first dates. Sometimes you get to the second date, and sometimes you even get to the third date, and you're like, "Nah, this isn't going to work out. Thanks so much for your time, and thanks so much for the, like, I had some really nice dinners. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your company." And then you part ways, or you start a partnership. So it does end up being a relationship, and approaching it in that way, especially in the indie game space, I feel is one of the best ways to go about it.
Do you think
But
there's
that's just
when do
me.
you think is the best time to start approaching publishers with your project? At what point in the development process do you think we should take this? Really early on, basically at a finished product, somewhere in between?
It really depends. Again, this is some of the same advice I give with voice acting as well, is that a lot of it has to do with luck and the amount of research that you can do, because there are some publishers that want to give you a small bit of money to get your game over the threshold, like just to get it to release. They will take a cut of that money, and that's it. And cool, that's what you need. You got your publisher. They helped you with some PR. They got you over the threshold. You paid them back the money that you owed them plus a little bit more for the work that they did. And great, Mazel tov. There are some publishers that work that way, and it is a perfectly valid business model. There are some publishers, us, who prefer, not necessarily, this is not a deal breaker, because we will go after the games that we really dig, and that we feel fit us and we want to help get out into the world. But typically, because Brian and I are both game developers and we have game development experience, we want to get our hands in the shit with you. We want to fight with you with your game. And also, we're not a big publisher. We are a boutique publisher. We are a small shop that operates very, very mightily. We hyper focus on 2, maybe 3 games a year and really hyper focus on our developers to give them all of the attention that we possibly can in order to make sure that they're as successful as possible. And in turn, we are as successful as possible. We like projects typically, not a hard rule, early on and midway through the process. So it really, really depends on what the needs of your project are and what publisher you think is going to be the best fit for you. And some projects, straight up, do not need a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a very controversial statement.
That's and you also mentioned just about like what a publisher does for you. What's the difference between a publisher and hiring someone just to do marketing and PR for you? If I were just to hire a marketing firm to market my game for me, what's the difference there?
There's a big difference there. So a lot of times publishers, sometimes it has to do with the amount of ins that they have, their reputation. It has to do with a publisher will usually either work with a PR firm or they'll have their own PR firm. But a publisher understands what the needs of the game industry are and has more experience and more a lay of the land than just having a PR firm. And also with a publisher and a publishing partner, you're not just getting the tools of the PR firm, you're getting all of the resources that the publisher has, all the connections that they've had. Like if you need a good programmer to like help you with this one thing for 3 months, like a contractor, most publishers know people or can help you find someone. A PR firm isn't going to be able to do that. But if you do most everything in-house and you feel like you can self-publish your game and be successful in that way, by all means, hire a PR firm. If you just need somebody to help you do marketing because that's something that your studio lacks, go with all of the digital gods. Make the best choices for your game.
Yeah. Man, Jacob, my shoulders hurt from how heavy this conversation is getting. But what I wanted to bring up, and a little bit of what a part of this conversation, what the part of this whole podcast is about, Make Things Monday, is things that we're making and things that we're doing. And you have been making bread.
I have been making bread.
Let me see. Let me pull it up over here. I have pictures of your bread.
My adorable bread.
On Twitter.
Are we going over to the Discord?
Well, you see, I have my screen over here, so all I gotta do is go whoop, and then we can see my screen, and we can see some of your bread, baby. You have it's a Japanese bread maker.
Yes.
It's the Elephant brand.
Yes, the Zojunushi.
I don't know what it's called. I always just know it as the Elephant brand.
It's actually the same as my water bottle too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Several of my family's rice cookers and water boilers are Asian Elephant brand. Does this one sing for you?
Yes, it does. They all sing different songs. So I have a Zojunushi bread maker, rice cooker, and hot water heater. I will be getting a Zojunushi later this year after taxes are done. I'll be getting a toaster. As of yet to be named.
I don't know when it started, but I do love that appliances now sing to me when they're done with whatever it is they were doing. When my rice cooker sings to me, when my dishwasher sings to me, when my clothes dryer sings to me, it makes chores just a little bit, just tiny little bit better.
Makes the quality of life better.
Yeah, more things should sing to me when they're done. There are microwaves that sing to you when they're done instead of just that loud annoying beep that wakes up everybody in the house, and they're lovely. Have you made is this just like white bread like you?
Oh, that's straight up white bread, but the little recipe book that came with the bread maker has a ton of different things. The reason that I got this one imported from Japan, and you can see the step down converter there, is because this one has like 34 different modes to make 34 different types of things. This motherfucker can make jam. Yeah. It's good shit. I love this thing. does not help with trying to reduce my carb intake. Because you just set this thing, takes 15 minutes, you set it. I mean, I can make bread like regularly. That's one of my rules in the house, is that I'm not allowed to buy the device unless I can make the thing by hand. Once I can make the thing by hand reliably, then I can get the thing that makes it easier.
Jacob, do you know the difference between jelly and jam?
I mean,
I can't jelly my fist down your throat. Also, bits of fruits and stuff, but that's not the fun answer.
I just think you're not trying hard enough, or getting the right kind of consent, really.
I mean, how does one jelly? How does one jelly a fist? I can jam a fist.
Probably. I mean, it feels like if you want to jelly a fist, you got to wiggle it.
It would.
Yeah.
I have been, or my plan is, especially for today, is I have this cap. I hate hats, but it's not for me. It's for my wife, and she's seen a bunch of hats with cat ears on them, and she wants a hat with cat ears, but they're like $20.
So you're gonna make a cat with hat ears?
Yeah, so
I'm gonna make a
cat with hat ears. That is what I said, and I guess I'll make it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I'll also make a hat with cat ears. I'll make both.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna join you, except I'm just gonna cheat.
Do you have well, I don't have that, but I do have this. So I have like lights.
I like that. Oh, that's very good.
That was from our Christmas.
Is
that a Moogle? No, that's not a Moogle. What's the thing in the center? Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a palm, man. This is from Final Fantasy 14. Yeah.
Well.
I have a chocobo blanket too.
Ooh, we have a burrito, or really a taco blanket, but unfortunately it's not big enough to like fully wrap us up. So it's like a taco scarf. Is that oh no, that's a chocobo. I thought it was a duck for a second. Ah, lovely. Did you finish your Final Fantasy VII playthrough?
Oh yeah. Oh,
you were taking a long time on that.
I took precisely as long as I meant to. Thank you. I don't play games. I luxuriate in them.
You made it through at your pace, and that's what's important.
Yeah, that's right. Don't you?
Yeah.
Try to game shame me.
I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying I got to pop into your streams a lot while Final Fantasy VII was still going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to take us a damn long time to get through Yakuza Like a Dragon, let me tell you what. But I think I'm doing okay with Bloodborne. It's my first FromSoft game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, give me just 1 second.
Yeah.
And I've never played them because I don't like punishment as a game mechanic. But I was convinced to play this because the lore is apparently amazing and expansive and incredibly deep, and that is correct. And I played enough of it for it to piss me off enough that now I have to beat it.
Bloodborne is such a blast. It is my favorite of the FromSoft games, especially lore-wise. Like the Cthulhu mythos, the entire world of Bloodborne is dripping. It's gorgeous, and I love it.
I knew it. I'm sorry, that was a minor spoiler for me because I don't know anything else about it. I haven't gotten far enough in it.
That the game has
I knew the
Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah,
it like starts off, and everything about it is all the enemies, all the designs. It's got that really gothic horror, Cthulhu horror to it.
Oh yeah, it definitely it drips gothic horror, but yeah. I suspected, I knew it, fucking knew it.
Some of those.
Are you gonna make a hat? Is that what we're doing now?
A hat?
You said you're gonna put cat ears on the hat.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be putting cat ears on the hat. That's my project for today.
Oh, for today. Okay.
Yeah. Not right now. I've got a shirt that I'm gonna cut up and sew up and make into cat ears, and then Mod Podge it onto the hat to try to make it a little more permanent.
That's pretty fucking badass, man.
So I haven't sewn things in a few years, but theoretically I know what I'm doing. So at worst, I ruin like $5 of supplies. So, you know, and no matter what, it at least is going to fit on my wife's head. just how if she wants to wear it more than once is the question. It's like, will she wear it once? Like, well, you worked hard, and honey, I'll wear it once outside. If she wears it more than that, then she must like it. If she only wears it once, then I did a real bad job making these cat ears.
Well, I mean, you don't have to put a personal value on it. It could just, you may have done an excellent job. It might not be the flavor that she savors.
No, it's simple. Like if it only happens once, it's just like, well,
then I just did a bad job.
Yeah. I will absolutely take my failures personally. I like that. It makes me need to be better if I take it real personal as a personal failure anytime I don't make something happen.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah, like I don't get that sponsorship. I don't get that deal. I just for a while just really tell myself that I'm a failure.
Mm-hmm.
I was not the doctor my parents wanted me to be. I should have just been an engineer.
Mm. And you coach, right?
Yes, I teach people how to be better streamers. So I just tell them, if you didn't make it in streaming, that's because you are a personal failure. Mostly.
Good.
It doesn't have to do with the streaming ecosystem being incredibly oversaturated now. It doesn't have to do with how difficult it is to grow in a market where so many people are finding it difficult to diversify their content and find out where their unique drive is and what their actual unique content is. Because you can't be making content and hoping for someone to find you. Build it and they will come does not work anymore. But instead, you probably just are a terrible human being if you don't have viewers. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that sounds. I'm inspired. I feel.
This is why myself. I actually now work with other coaches. I do one-on-one coaching myself, but I also have a programs called Stream Coach Academy where I work with other coaches.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I like that because that way, if someone is looking for that positive affirmation, someone's looking for the encouragement, I can just pawn them off on someone else. So someone's ready to like, I just want criticism and let's work on improvements because that's the energy I work on. Like I want to, if you want to, hey, let's just look at things that we can do better. Let's do that because there's definitely things that you can do better. But if you need me to tell you that you're doing good and you're on the right track, I cannot give anything better than a slap on the back. It's like, not bad, kid.
Cool.
Yeah, that is my energy a lot of times. Like Zeenigami, I'm feeling like I'm so lost in streaming. I feel like I've been trying so hard. I'm not getting the results I'm looking for. It's like, what can I do? It's like, do you want to work on something? Let's.
How about we figure out what you can work on?
Yeah, like I'm a very solutions oriented person. I'm like, do you want to work on something? Let's practice and work on something. Let's do that. We want to work on improving thumbnails, overlays, something. But these nebulous life goals, like,
yeah,
cool.
No, I'm giving you shit, but I'm actually the same way. Like,
look, I'm not feeling anything rough here. Hey,
I'm still. You still want to encourage somebody, but never to the point where it's empty, right?
Yeah. I'm interested in people's growth. I love to see people growing. I love to see people doing the things they can and want to do. I just have a problem with if someone is emotionally lost. If you have a path and you find it difficult to go down that path, then I can help you through that. But if you just don't know what route to go on and you're feeling like I feel like I've struggled for so much. I feel like I've tried to do this for so long. I don't know what to do now. It's like, well, we can work on improvements.
Yeah,
maybe that action of getting the ball rolling can make us feel like we're doing a lot more. Like I like that. I like taking it and let's just start rolling it, and maybe that will inspire something within us. Maybe that action of doing some improvement will make us feel better. Yeah.
But if somebody needs a hug, that's another coach.
Whoa. During now, like, can I give a hug from 6 feet away at least?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, virtual hugs from 6 feet away.
Yeah. I in order to get a hug, sometimes I take my sweatshirts and then I you tie them around yourself. And then I just I try to just tie the sleeves together and then tighten it a little bit, it kind of feels like a hug.
Give yourself a
It
hug.
kind of
about-
feels like a hug.
Have you ever used a weighted blanket?
Yes, I have. Yeah, yep, I have a weighted blanket.
We
That's
don't
pretty
have
great.
one. My wife uses me as a weighted blanket. And I,
Valid.
as someone in Texas, there's not often that the weather would allow me to use a weighted blanket. It is warm and it is sweating, it is hot like 90% of the year.
I got a really nice bamboo one that breathes. That it's not sweaty and hot. Because I would imagine there seems to be like when you wake up in the morning, like peeling that needs to happen, and that's not something you want in the bedroom, man.
Oh no! Look, I like there's like she's just under the blankets, and I just weigh on top of her. I just like lay on top of her, just weighs it down.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just have to make sure I don't like squish her at night.
All right. I'm just there are other solutions should that be uncomfortable for anybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I'm uncomfortable now.
I'm not
having heard that.
I'm not gonna cuddle with you at night unless you wanted to. If we're on a business trip, neither of our significant others are there. We find ourselves in our hotel or B&B lonely, and sometimes you just need someone to cuddle at night.
I'm a good snuggler, man. I don't.
What happens at PAX can stay at PAX.
I don't know if I'd want to do that to you. I wouldn't want to ruin you for anybody else because I give them good snugs, man.
And I'll just never. I'll always be thinking about it. It's like I just wish this were Jacob.
Yeah. I mean that's the danger. That's the. I wouldn't want to. I like you too much to put you through that, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
No problem.
So, hey guys, did you know that if you submitted things to the Make Things Monday channel, this is how we're gonna segue. If you submitted things to the Make Things Monday channel on Discord, we'll be pulling things up right now to see what you guys have done. Like Zealous here. Oh, look, we have Demons. Beautiful stream overlay here, which like.
Oh, cool!
Come on, man. You're supposed you need to put more here than black your webcam in the screen. Let's get like things there.
What are you talking about?
If you have the stream pulled up, you can see the image I'm looking at right now. But we have his stream overlay, and it's just nothingness in the background. Lovely scene names too. We have Sexy, PTSD, Pinata, Abstract. Excellent scene names. But like there's a lot we can do to spice up this overlay. Like actually having an overlay here rather than just the camera or I guess just two webcams.
I see what you mean with your advice style. He's immediately jumping right in like, come on. Let's
do better. That's my personality with working on things. Like let's work on improvements. Like Zealous
really
here.
Fun at parties.
Hey, that's different. That's not work Zini. That's different Zini. That's party Zini. I've had N alcohol and I can't function because I'm Asian and I can't digest alcohol Zini.
I've had N alcohol.
Yeah. Look, you guys invited me to the party that was all Valhalla, which is like still the greatest party I've ever been to, and I tell people constantly like this is the greatest party I've ever been to at a convention. The Valhalla bar, it was lovely, it was great. The bartenders were wonderful, everything about it was amazing. And I had an alcohol before coming over, and I think I had an alcohol like an hour into there, and that's all I could do. It was pushing it for me.
That's fair. I always limit myself to 2, especially if it's at a professional event.
Yeah, 2 per night is my limit because my body physically can't handle it. I get rashes. I can't breathe. It's really fun.
Was it Asian Bloom is
Glow.
what it's called?
Asian Glow. Yep. My body can't digest alcohol like if you're lactose intolerant in milk. So it just jumps straight to the alcohol's poisoning bits, and I have like, but like everyone else is having fun. Can you just be cool, body? Come on,
Body's like,
man.
no, fuck you.
Yeah, it's
now,
trying. It's
now
like
you're
it's
red.
reminding me that alcohol is poison, but most people can get a little bit in their system before that stage happens. So
So what are we
Zealous
looking at?
here has a
Mhm.
website that he's been making for him and some friends, and he's now improved it so that way it's automatically pulling in information from their socials. So it's got like, hey, here are your sub numbers, here are follow numbers and stuff for your
Cool.
stream and your content. So that's pretty neat.
That is really neat.
My brother has been painting a wall behind his setup. This is the Mona Lisa, I believe.
Yes.
It's a Picasso by Mona Lisa.
Yes.
That one in the corner is not my brother.
Okay.
He's not that pretty, unfortunately.
Be fine if it was.
It's a 16 chapel. Excellent. Oh, Doggo's in the picture. Heck yeah. You got the Doggo
That's
there.
really cool.
And so this is going to be his new recording room for doing some audio and music stuff himself, and also if he ever wants to stream, but it's just sometimes. Mostly
That's
audio
really cool.
music stuff.
That's awesome. I really like that.
Yeah. My wife's done a new emote for one of her clients, so we have...
Nice.
I can't remember this Apex character's name. Something...
Oh,
Einstein. No.
I'm not going to be of
Can't remember
any
her
help
name.
here.
She does electric stuff. So we have
Boogie
that.
Oogie Oogie.
I can't remember. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Apex. It's been a long time since I played Apex. I've been out of it.
I played it a little bit when it first came out, and that was enough for me.
And we also have a... So that one is a commission, and this one's just been for funsies, which is
Nice.
a Morgan picture.
Very good.
Yeah, thanks. This one is still in
Shit.
progress. And I know I did the whole world a favor here. She had it cropped in a little bit too much. She had it cropped to the waist, and I had to convince her that we really need to get Morgan's thighs in there. That's one of the most important features of Morgan, so I need to at least see more of them legs. So we got more
That's
legs
really
in the
well
picture.
done.
You're welcome, everybody. It's the least I can do for the world.
My hero.
Academia.
God, what a great anime.
Yeah. Look, you said it a few times. Is it anime or is it anime?
I mean, if anime, I say anime. I lived in Japan for a while, so I'm like, I don't care if somebody knows what the fuck you're talking about. Great. If you're in Japan, pronounce it right.
For shizzles.
That's how I feel about it. Fight me.
No, you're a friend. I don't want to fight. Jacob, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
for Make Things
that's
Monday.
my pleasure.
Really appreciate having you on. Sorry we got started later than usual. Cats got in trouble. I cuddled cats for a while. It was great. I also made more of my hash browns. Oh no, I didn't show off hash brown. Wait. I also have to show hash brown waffles.
I got to see
my
those
God.
hash browns, Don.
Oh God, good point. Yesterday we had
where
a
them
cooking
sweet hashies?
stream, and I made 6 waffles yesterday on cooking stream.
I watched a part of that. I like your little chef hat dance.
Oh, thank you. I like my chef
Yeah.
hat. It's 2 pieces of paper taped together because we couldn't get a real chef hat.
Shit, that looks good.
So we have our hash brown waffles. It's just hash browns and egg and cheese and ham. And this waffle maker is actually a vertical waffle maker. So I had to put it on its side and hope that there's no safety. And thank goodness Cuisinart, I don't know when you made this piece of tech, but it's old enough that there's no safety involved in making sure it's still standing up. So if it tips over and burns your house down, go for it. But that also means I can turn it sideways and make waffles, which is excellent.
That looks really good, man.
We made a strawberry blueberry waffle, 3 out of 5 waffle rating. The strawberries didn't taste like anything. I just stick to blueberry waffles. Banana Nutella waffle. That one was pretty good.
Ooh,
4 out of 5.
nice.
The bananas especially were delicious.
Cool.
Nutella gave it some nice colors, but I think next time I'll put the Nutellas but not mix it in as much to see if I can get like a swirl going on or something, because that way it'd look really cool. Or maybe just spread the Nutella on afterwards.
You ever had speculoos?
What's that?
Oh, that's Belgian cookie butter, son.
What's
look up. Okay, you're gonna need to look this up. It's called speculoos. It's from Belgium. You can get it shipped to you from Waffles and Dings.
I need you to spell
from
this
New York
for me.
City. Great. I need me to
okay, all
spell this
right.
for me
Thank
too.
you, thank you, chat.
SP.
Chat's got us covered.
I don't think that's right.
This looks like sugar cookies.
Hold on just a second. I'm trying to send this to you.
Speculoos.
Here,
I'm just gonna
put it.
What is
I'm
it?
just
Is
gonna
it
put
what
in
chat said?
It is not.
Oh,
Boom.
that's not the one. Okay.
I would recommend getting the one from Waffles and Dings in New York City.
It's the same thing.
But it's the cookie butter is what you're looking for.
Oh, I know what this one is.
Yeah, but this is like
these.
a spreadable. It's like Nutella. It's like a cookie Nutella.
Is it
There you go.
hazelnut or
It's cookie.
it's okay. Cookie
It's cookie butter.
butter.
Like peanut butter.
Yes.
Like hazelnut butter.
Okay.
But cookie butter.
So
it tastes like cookie.
Yeah, you took like Biscoff cookies and you made it into a spreadable butter.
Yes, and you put that shit in your waffles, and then you put that waffle in your face, and then you ascend because you have seen the face of God.
That sounds like a lot of sugar and calories, and I'm down for it.
Yeah, it is.
But
you're a Texan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texans didn't get fat on accident. We got a lot of good food down here.
Hey, that's why I still have my
Buc-ee's.
My Buc-ee's. Got my Buc-ee's sticker on there.
Yeah,
that shit blew my mind.
You know, we like Florida's got Disneyland, Disney World, whichever one's in Florida. California's got the other one. Texas, we got Buc-ee's.
That's all you need, man. There's a bar of beef jerky.
There's a lot of beef jerky. There's a lot of there's a whole burgers and fries and everything. And did you get like any coffee or soda or smooth or slushies there?
I think I got a coffee. This was like I was there at like 1 a.m. because I had to. They rerouted my plane.
It's 24 hours. Like any time's a good time for Buc-ee's.
Yep. Yeah. They had a fucking clothes shop in there and like.
Oh yeah, the entire Buc-ee's gift store. That's half the store. You got Buc-ee's
insane.
merch everywhere.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You can get a lot of Texas-shaped things in there. Oh man, Texas loves Texas-shaped things.
I went in and came out a different man.
Oh, and I made pizza waffles.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I took Totino's pizzas and I put it in the waffle maker, and it was okay.
That sounds fucking awesome.
That's all it was. I can only say it was okay.
It was powerfully mediocre.
It was indeed. Would I ever do it over just putting it in a toaster oven or microwave? No. Was it weird? Yes. Did the last one get set too low and the cheese got stuck to the iron? Yes. Was it fun though? Also yes. So awesome. There are a lot of yeses there. The only no is I wouldn't do it again. It was fun.
I'm glad it was fun.
I have a lot of things I want to see if it will waffle next time. I plan on doing more waffling.
I'm excited to see your future waffle adventures.
Grilled cheese waffle, quesadilla waffles, several frozen food waffles.
Awesome.
Blue waffles. Gotta make some of those.
What is that?
What's a blue waffle?
Or is it just a waffle that you dye blue?
You don't know about blue waffles?
Oh, I just stepped in some shit, didn't I?
Oh my god, you don't know what a blue waffle is.
No, I'm gonna just go to Urban Dictionary and look this shit up because I know I just stepped in some more shit.
Just go straight to Google Images and see what blue
No.
waffles are about.
No, no, I know I just stepped in some shit. Nope. Okay, that's the worst. All right, well, I'm done.
Yeah, blue waffles. Oh, they're so
That's enough.
sweet.
I'm good. Mm.
All right, well, everybody, I recommend that we all take some time to figure out what waffles are in our lives and what blue waffles are really about. Yeah, will it waffle? It's potatoes. Yes, so a shredded potato will waffle. Cube potatoes are not as good as waffling. We know that. We tried 3 different hash brown waffles. Potato cubes, no go. Potato strips, like for hash browns, heck yeah. Granola, driftwood, maybe granola, driftwood. I'm gonna go with no on driftwood and house, but I'm not gonna stand firm until I try it.
I think that has to do with how waterlogged the driftwood is.
I think it's more of a logistics problem of getting the house and the driftwood into the waffle iron. It's my biggest concern.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just get like a little model kit.
No, what I need is the Blendtastic model, Blendtastic brand blenders. The guy that says "Will it blend?" Just take that and start blending up driftwood and pieces of the house.
Shove them in there.
Add some egg, because egg is the glue of the food world, and see if it waffles.
That's why it's called glued.
That indeed.
Nobody calls it that.
Oh, we did now, so somebody called it that. At least
we
have a sample size of at least 1. And that's statistic.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob. Where can we find you? What do you do?
On the internet. You can find me hanging around the Ysbryd Games Discord at discord.gg/Ysbryd Games. You can find me on Twitter at Jacob Burgess VO, as in voiceover. You can check me out on my website at makewordshappen.com. And yeah, those are the main places you can find me on the internet.
Well, thank you, Jacob. Next week, our guest is going to be Junkers Cosplay. Is that what he actually goes by? Yeah, Johnny Junkers. There we go. Johnny Junkers, cosplayer extraordinaire. That's my boy. I am absolutely super gay for him. Like, he is, oh my god, he is so fit. Jacob, we invited him out after a con to hang out and go drink, and his response was, "No, I have to go work out." And that is more dedication than I ever have in my life ever. Like, if I'm at a convention, at no point is working out involved during my convention times, especially if people are like, "Hey, do you want to go out for company paid free food?" Like, I don't have to pay for this. The companies pay for it. At no point in my life will I ever say, "No, I have to go work out."
That is somebody who is invested in their health.
Yeah.
And invested in their chosen profession, and I respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I do not have that willpower anywhere in my flabby body. But he does some amazing cosplay work. Really excited to have him on next week. And thank you again so much, Jacob, for joining us this week.
It was my absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. This was a fucking blast. And I learned some things. Damn you.
Yay! We just want to educate everybody. Be that about cosplay or waffles.
Voice acting. Yep. Mm-hmm. Good. Awesome. Well, this was a delight. I look forward to never coming back.
Excellent. Bye!
Bye!